Hello to all, I'm Dr. Suneet Walia and I'll be taking your lecture on social marketing. But before we explore what social marketing is all about, let's understand from where this term emerged. The roots of social marketing can be traced back to G.D. Weib, who had put questions like, why can't you sell brotherhood and rational thinking like you sell soap? It was Weib who mentioned that marketing could be used to solve social problems, as the non-profit campaigns did resemble commercial marketing. Moreover, in the 1960s and 70s, the unethical practices of many companies also became public. The concept of social marketing formally surfaced in 1971 and 72, giving a more socially responsible, moral and ethical model of marketing, countering the consumerism, and it was given by Philip Kotler and Zaltman. Now let's understand what social marketing is all about. Social marketing, as the name, is a combination of two words, social, that is society, and marketing, which aims to sell and promote products and services. The significance of the term lies in its very name. Hastings has embraced the notion of social marketing as a way to enhance social goals and also to analyze the social consequences of the marketing policies, decisions, and activities. Hence, when one preaches to act in a certain way, say it tells you to eat your vegetables, wear your seatbelt, or forget your car, take a bus. The societal marketing concept puts the human welfare on top, before organizational profits and consumer wants. So, we define social marketing as it emphasizes on social responsibilities and suggests that to sustain long-term success, the company should develop a marketing strategy to provide value to the customers to maintain and improve both the customers and society's well-being better than their competitors. Thus, this concept holds that a company should make a good marketing decision by considering consumer wants, company requirements, and most importantly, society's long-term interest. And in a way, societal marketing creates a favorable image for the company to increase its sales. It calls for sustainable marketing, that is, socially and environmentally responsible marketing that meets the present needs of consumers and businesses while also preserving or enhancing the ability of future generations to meet their needs. The global warming panic button is pushed and a revolution is required in a way we use our resources. So, companies are now slowly, either partially or fully, trying to implement the social marketing concepts. But before we more explore about social marketing, we must understand its three considerations. That is, the first, topmost, it keeps itself the human wants. And second down, it says about consumer wants and company or organization's profit. Now let's understand how this social marketing concept can be implemented. The marketing mix of the commercial marketing is very important here. The 4 P's of the marketing mix. When social marketers develop a program strategy, we have to consider the same elements in the marketing mix as the commercial marketers. However, the social marketing mix has to be adjusted somewhat to take into account the unique nature of the types of products and environments with which we work. The first P is the product. The social marketing product is not usually a tangible item, though it can be. Say, for example, say no to smoking. Generally, social marketers are trying to sell a particular behavior. While you may be promoting a life-saving or life-improving practice, quite often social marketing behaviors are things that people don't particularly want to do. For example, say eat more fiber, conserve water, exercise daily, or getting a colonoscopy. And to address this issue, use the same effective tools as commercial marketing to promote the product's benefits based on the target audience's core values to show them how using the product helps them become the person they want to be. Secondly, talking about the next mix is the price. While adopting the product may have a monetary cost, the more important consideration are the social and the emotional cost. These might include the hassle factor of performing the behavior, time, embarrassment, deprivation of something they enjoy, fear of finding a medical problem, or social disapproval. The strategic issue here is to figure out how to reduce the price as much as possible and make it easy and stress-free to perform the behavior. For examples, our government is supporting like giving TB medicines and free aid checkups, etc. The next mix is very important mix, that is the place. How will you make the product available is an important question. In other words, when and where can people perform the behavior? The concept of aperture is relevant here. Just like a camera's lens opens and shuts very quickly to let the light in when you take a picture, you have only a small window of opportunity to get your messages through the target audience at a time and place they can act on it. Your potential participants will never go out of their way to look for your messages. It is you who need to go to where they are and give them the opportunity to easily learn about the product and perform the behavior. Coming on to the next mix is promotion, one of the important mixes of commercial marketing. Promotional approaches for social marketing do not differ much from those used by commercial marketers. However, one key difference may lie in the types of target audiences addressed by social marketing programs. Many are not the types of consumers that for-profit business would even consider going after them. They may be low income, unable to speak English, difficult to find, or uninterested in making any changes in their lives. So, social marketers may need to be very creative in the ways we promote our products to these hard-to-reach populations, such as those who are homeless, illegal immigrants, drug users, or sex workers. And because of the inherent challenges faced by social marketing, Nedra Klein-Wendrick talks about 4 extra P's added to the mix. The first P that he adds is the public. To be most effective when planning and managing a social marketing campaign, think about all the people who can affect the success of the program. This includes the external publics, that is, the target audience, the groups that influence the target audience, the policymakers, the media, and others outside the organization. Just as importantly, the external public is important. Similarly, internal public as well is very important for the preparation of the program implementation. These people are within your organization. Everyone from your board members and management staff who must approve your plans down to the receptionist who answers the phones and needs to know what to do when someone calls in response to the campaign. The next important mix is the partnership. Many social marketing issues are so big that one organization cannot address them alone. You need to have partners. Potential partners include non-profits, organizations, government agencies, and businesses that have one or more of the following attributes. They should have similar goals to yours, and access to the target audience, credibility with the target audience, and interest in sponsorship of your program, and resources that fill the gaps of your organizational capabilities. The next mix is also very important as it holds the policies made by the government. Governmental or organizational policies can act as a catalyst for social change on a large scale. When policies are put into place that provide an environment of support for a particular behavior, individuals are much more likely to sustain that behavior change. For example, workplace non-smoking policies make it easier for smokers to quit by ensuring that they do not see others lighting up around them and removing those social cues to smoking. Last but not the least, the fourth P that is added is the purse string. And the question is, how will we pay for this? It's $1 million question. When working with non-profits, social marketers must be creative and proactive in seeking funding for their campaigns from sources such as corporate partners, foundations, and government agencies. So this was all about the marketing mix, which can be enabled and used to implement the social marketing strategies and campaigns. Moving on, next we shall discuss about the working process of social marketing. This is given by Matt Wood. Matt Wood explains how does social marketing works. He has given some basic benchmark criteria which will enable us to understand how social marketing works. The first criteria that he says and suggests is customer orientation. What he says is that one must craft accurate and relevant and clear messages that is able to get through your customers and have a good impact so that it grabs the attention of your target audience. Secondly, he tells us about having a clarity of behavior using behavioral theories. It says, set clear goals as to what changes you want in their behavior to change, such as if you want them to make use of something, say a mosquito net or a mosquito repellent. Secondly, if you want them to reject a behavior, say smoking, or you want them to modify their behavior, say use helmet while driving a two-wheeler, or you want them to abandon a behavior, alcohol and drugs. The next criteria that he explains is having an insight as to what motivates or moves your target audience. You need to identify that this target audience is an individual or a group or the society as a whole. The next criteria that he talks about is the exchange. That is why a person acts in terms of what benefits him and what barricades him. For example, social norms. lack of money, or habit, these are something that barricades their behavior. And benefits include happy children, better home, can save money. So we can understand value where benefits always exceeds cost, gives us value for money we pay or the way we behave or act. The next criteria is competition. Competition is all around, internal and external to an organization. Social environment, economic policies, technological environment, legal pressures are all circumferencing an organization. Next, we need to understand the segmentation. That is, we need to specify which exactly our target audience or group is. And the last criteria is we use the mix of methods where there is information, there is services, and there are rules. You need to inform the people, you need to provide them service, and what rules to follow. But before, this was given by Matt Wood to make you understand the criterias on which you make your social marketing concepts. The most important element here that is that in social marketing, we do not sell a product, but we sell to change or modify a behavior. Every social marketing program has a behavioral goal. You want to change a behavior. People are doing one thing and you want them to do another. That's what the project or at least a specific campaign is about. Which raises an obvious question. What is behavior? Well, the Behave framework, which is given by William Smith, describes a behavior as having three components: an observable action, identifying target audience, and thirdly, under specific conditions. Now let's discuss what this observable action is all about. Say, buying an LED bulb, joining a group, calling a hotline number, awareness, understanding, belief in, and knowing about are all determinants of behavior. That is, we believe that they determine behavior. Now, for example, someone knows, understands, or believes in buying an LED light, then we think they are more likely to buy one. Sometimes that's true, but most of the time it's not. Knowing about something and believing in it are often important requisites to behavior, but they do not of themselves lead to action. Therefore, if you want consumers to buy LEDs, you need to find the most important determinant of that behavior, be it its price, health of their eyes, or their monthly savings. That is what social marketing is all about. What is the thing that people help people know about their behavior? Who even believe in the behavior to actually adopt and stick with the behavior? Now coming to target audience. A target audience is a smaller part of segment of general population. In our example, say, which will be the target audience? So, as we say, for example, when going to a grocery store, women who have just moved into a new home will buy CFLs or LEDs for their lights. Under specific condition, in a grocery store, after moving into a new home. Some behaviors are so complex that setting the conditions under which they are to be performed is often critical in the definition of behavior. Let's take one last look at our example. When going to the grocery store, women who have just moved into a new home will buy CFLs or LEDs for their lights. Now, if you want people to change their behavior, you have to offer them something, say security, information, an image, a feeling of belonging, whatever it takes. To know what to offer your audience, you need to listen to them in order to understand what they want, not just what you think they need. Social marketing is the utilization of marketing theories and techniques to influence behavior in order to achieve a social goal. In other words, social marketing is similar to commercial marketing, except that its goal is not to maximize profits or sales, but the goal is to bring a change in behavior that will benefit the society at large, such as persuading more people to use efficient lighting. Well, to understand social marketing or social behavior, one needs to understand the social goals. Attempts to accomplish social goals can be divided into two categories. One is behavioral and second is non-behavioral. For example, to prevent highway fatalities, one could install airbags in a car, that is non-behavioral. Or one could persuade more people to wear seat belts. This is behavioral. Non-behavioral solutions tend to be in the area of technology, and it is the behavioral solutions, on the other hand, often require social marketing. Whether people engage in a behavior is based on how they view that decision or their perceptions. What are the benefits? Does it seem difficult to do? Can someone like me do it? Are other people doing it? Will people laugh at me if I do it? Well, these are the basic questions in the minds of the people. So further, this could be understood by a social marketing frame, again given by William Smith and John Strand. There is a diagram in here which basically tells you, stop करें, ये पूरा आएगा क्या diagram मेरा? To understand this behavior, as William Smith has given a social marketing framework in which we can see in the figure there is education, services, products, policies leading to the barriers and benefits leading to behavior and non-behavioral positions of social marketing concept. Now let's understand the social marketing behavior. As in the figure you will see there is education, information, service, product and policies leading to benefits barriers, which is leading to behavioral, social benefits and non-behavioral actions of people. Moving on, basically what marketing is all about. Marketing is an exchange. As we can see in the figure below, the marketer asks the consumer to perform an action, say buying a Coke, and in exchange, the marketer gives the consumer a benefit. For example, a sweet taste and a cool image. This is true in commercial marketing, where the objective is to get the people to buy something, and as you can see in the figure below, it is also true in social marketing, where the goal can be encouraging a behavior that benefits society. Understanding marketing as an exchange. For the most part, people act in their best interest. It is our job as social marketers to make the action we are promoting coincide with what members of the target audience perceive as being in their best interest. However, it is important to correctly identify what people view as benefits and as barriers. To define more clearly, a benefit is something that people want. Usually, it is a promise in exchange for taking action. Some benefits might include an improved self-image, good health, peace of mind, convenience, and the approval of people who matter. Note that many of these benefits are internal to the person, something that he or she perceives as a benefit of the product. Well, last, we find a solution to understand the behavior of the target audience and influence it for the desired change. The Behave framework given by William Smith and John Strand, which is developed at AED. So we can see the figure. Essentially, it is a worksheet that asks a simple question, but essential questions. Who is the audience? What do we want members of the audience to do? What are their perceptions about the behavior? What can we do to influence those perceptions? Thus, this Behave framework is organized around these key decisions, those that are made all of the time by anyone managing a marketing campaign. This framework is based on the presumption that before you even think about an intervention, a message, a system, change, an outreach effort, whatever, you need to answer 3 questions. First, who is your target audience and what is important to them? Second, what do you want your target audience to do? Third, what are the factors or determinants that influence or could influence the behavior of your target audience and make them act upon it? Once you have answered these 3 questions, then we consider the final question. What interventions will you implement that will influence these determinants so that the determinants in turn can influence the behavior? The answer to these questions are the steps of the Behave framework. As you can see, the questions are sequential and each response informs the next. You must know a lot about your audience before you can identify the action you will promote. And you should have decided upon the audience and action before identifying the perceptions worth addressing. Only then will you consider what types of interventions to develop, because the interventions will act on the perceptions that will act on the specific action for that audience. This was all about social marketing, implementation of social marketing. So in conclusion, I would just say, in such pressing situations, marketing concepts have gone through numerous transformations. Every company has expanded its corporate social responsibility works, and they're trying to go green in the manufacturing of their products. Many industry experts relate societal marketing as an offshoot branch of corporate social responsibility. By contributing in the manufacturing of products that are environmental friendly, safe to use, and economical, firms are doing their bit to ensure success of their market campaigns and polish their corporate branding image. Last but not the least, in a sense, societal marketing aims mutual benefits for the marketer, consumer, and society as a whole. By purchasing products and services marketed through such type of marketing, citizens feel sense of accomplishment and they can relate to the concept of good corporate citizenship. In today's scenario, only companies adopting this concept are able to thrive in the competition of developing more efficient, more innovative, and nature-friendly products. So last but not the least, I would like to give you one example of Idea Cellular. Idea Cellular Limited, a leading Indian mobile operator with nearly 58 million subscribers under the brand Idea and having global presence in 20 countries. This mobile operator firm has taken a great step to educate the whopping 500 million mobile customers in India to use mobile judiciously and save paper. By making ads that appeal people to creatively use mobile phones and save paper, Idea has carved a niche for itself in marketing its telecom services. Similarly, many companies are recycling their products and reselling them at cheaper prices to ensure the environment remains safe. Thank you.